In this vlog, we are going to go birding, study Tolkien's illustrations, make a sketchbook spread, go to the aquarium, read The Sorely Trying Day, and talk about why I quit illustration and am back in school. Enjoy.
Look at that guy. That horn flying. There's not a star in it. I don't know. If we're flying. Yeah, we're breaking free. Oh, we're breaking free. Yeah, we're breaking free.
One song, but one song. Well, hello, queens. Hello, lords, ladies, gentlemen. Let me give you some context for the sketchbook spread that I will be working on in this vlog. So I'm getting my bachelor's degree. Thank you, thank you. And my major is creative writing and English. Very fun, very whimsical. Maybe at the end of the video, I'll explain why I even am back in school, because that's new to a lot of people, and why I picked creative writing and English as my major instead of something more in character, like art. So yes, the sketchbook spread that I'm gonna be working on in this video was inspired by a writing assignment that I did for my intermediate fiction writing workshop class. It's a mouthful, but very fun class. And our final project, or really it's like a project that we work on for the entire term. We each needed to plan a novel. It could be any genre, it could be a hybrid of different genres, it could be for the young, it could be for the old. And we had to plan a novel and then write the first chapter of it. So for me, I love children's literature. I collect picture books. And so I really wanted to write the opening chapter for a middle grade novel. So like maybe 4th through 6th grade would be the target demographic. So I decided it would be fun to do a fantasy mystery hybrid, focusing on anthropomorphic characters. So think Chronicles of Narnia, Wind in the Willows. That's the energy I was going for. And because I'm an illustrator, a lot of my planning and thinking about this middle grade fantasy mystery novel, like, I don't really know how to say what I'm thinking. Like the visuals came first, and then I drew inspiration from these images of scenes that came to mind. Yeah, so that's where I found inspiration for the story. And there's this one visual that I came up with really early on, and I just thought it was very cool looking. And it's a character walking through the forest, and then she comes across this white ethereal stag who is shedding the velvet from his antlers, which I don't know if you've ever seen that. They do some of this. Like a growing stag will rub his antlers up against a tree to get the velvet off, but it usually leaves kind of bloody velvet strips. But I liked the idea of, as the strips are coming off, there's golden antlers revealed underneath. And so I thought it would be fun to explore that visual more, and I kind of know where I want to use it in the book. I won't say where, because spoilers. Not that this is ever something I'm going to publish. I'm writing it purely for fun, for me, and probably for my sister-in-law, because I let her read the first chapter. So shout out sister-in-law. And I'm trying this thing with sketching and my life in general, where I'm trying to be on screens a little bit less. So usually when I go to work on a sketchbook spread, or I need inspiration for illustration work, I usually crack open the Pinterest app or Google or Instagram. But for this specific sketchbook spread, I figured, well, for school, you know, in order for me to write this opening chapter of this children's fantasy book, I've been referencing a lot of classic children's literature, children's fantasy books that have withstood the test of time. And so I thought it might be cool if for this sketchbook spread, I drew inspiration from the illustrations that are in those classic children's fantasy books. So my sister moved out a few months ago. She got hitched, go sister, but she left all of her books behind. So like a good big sister, the second she left, I raided her bookshelf to find this copy of The Hobbit specifically. Because one thing that I did for the opening chapter of my book was I read a lot of opening chapters and opening lines of children's fantasy books, including The Hobbit. And I was just looking for a regular old, ye old mass market paperback print of The Hobbit on her shelf. And instead she had this one, which has illustrations in it from Tolkien himself, which I thought was very cool. So not only did this exact copy give me inspiration for the opening chapter of my novel, but it also gave me good visual references for this moonlit forest stag with glittery antlers moment. So I was looking through his illustrations, and there was one in particular that I wanted to draw inspiration from. Yes, Bilbo comes to the huts of the raft elves. This is the main illustration that I drew inspiration from, because there were lots of different elements in it that I really liked and thought it would be fun to replicate with this sketchbook spread without exactly copying it. I really liked the color palette of this one, which the sketch I'm working on, it's a nighttime sketch, so the light is coming from the moon, whereas in this one, obviously it's daytime. But even then, I was very inspired by the combinations of deep blues, light blues, and then that kind of bluish green in the trees. I also really liked the movement that's happening in the water, but the detail that really stood out to me about his illustrations is if you look at the trees, both the bunches of leaves at the top, as well as the trees that are in the background on the right, you'll see that there's almost this glowing band around these organic blobs that are, you know, big bunches of leaves. I really liked that, how that lighter edge to the shape helps each of those bunches of leaves to stand out. So that's something that I really wanted to replicate in my sketch. In addition to gathering inspiration from this book, I also have this coffee table book that the grandparents of one of my art students gave to me, and it's layout and background paintings from Disney Animation Studios, and landscapes and drawing things that are taking place at nighttime and capturing the lighting of night. Neither of those are my forte. So I was looking through this book for lighting references and color palette references. And this was a much more enjoyable experience than just getting on my phone and looking at a screen that big. You can really see the details, and you can even see the layers of color that they use. It's just not it's not as easy to see when you're looking at it on a laptop or on a phone screen. And it just makes you appreciate all the more the artistry behind some of these pieces. So highly recommend turning to other artists for inspiration, literature for inspiration. Duh. Aren't you glad you came here just so a woman could state the obvious to you? The insight I give is truly priceless.
You're looking at which one would it be? Just point at it.
Hello. Hey. I do want to give an update as to why I'm back in school to get my bachelor's degree and how I got to that, how I made that decision, how I came to that conclusion in the first place that that was the right decision for me. I am going to do that, but first things first. I love picture books. I don't know if you noticed this. I used to really collect them. Like for a while, I was pretty consistent about collecting one book per month. But I don't know if you know this, there's 12 months in a year and 12 books a year was starting. Here, I'll move out of the way so you can see. My collection grew pretty quick. Like each one of these shelves is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, like some of these little shelves already have 12 on them. And I don't know if you noticed, this thing is full. So I couldn't keep collecting them at that pace, otherwise I was just gonna run out of room. So what I decided was I would only purchase a book for myself if I was somewhere special and I wanted it as like a souvenir, or if someone bought a book for me. That's another way to grow my collection. And that's what happened this month. One of my coworkers knows that I collect picture books, and she was telling me about this book, The Sorely Trying Day, and she just had a feeling that I would really like this book, and she was correct. It's the same author and illustrator as the Francis the Badger series, which this is a very nostalgic series for me. I don't think I had all of the Francis the Badger books, but I for sure had this one. This one was my favorite. And so the second my coworker said, oh yeah, it's the same author illustrator as the Francis series, suddenly I saw it in the illustrations. And the way I phrased it to my coworker was that these children have a very similar build to Francis the Badger, a similar body type. And after reading The Sorely Trying Day, it was very clear to me, oh yes, this is definitely the same author as the Frances series, because they both demonstrate the same appreciation and understanding of the nature of children. In this case, it's the nature of fights between siblings and the sibling-like tendency to say, oh, I didn't mean to do this naughty thing, but the only reason I did this naughty thing in the first place is because so-and-so did a naughty thing first. And there's this chain of finger pointing that happens where the oldest sibling gets in trouble and then she says, well, I did do this naughty thing, but the only reason I did it is because so-and-so did this. And that sibling says, well, I did do this naughty thing, but the only reason I did it was because so-and-so did this. And it just keeps going on and on down the chain, and then the pets get involved. The whole family is involved in this sorely trying moment. I'll read the summary of the book. When father comes home at the end of a sorely trying day, he finds all the family fighting and scolding after a sequence of events for which no one is willing to take the blame. And then this constant finger pointing that's happening in this household ends when a noble mouse ends the pattern and places the blame on himself, which then causes a chain reaction in the opposite direction, where each of the pets and children involved in this argument apologizes kind of in the reverse order in which the chain of blame happened in the first place. Some other little things I like. My coworker thought this part was particularly funny in this book. When the children get their punishment for this fight that has happened between them, the privilege that is taken away from them is they are not allowed to press flowers in their scrapbooks for the rest of the week. And all the children cried bitterly because flower pressing was their favorite activity. Which reminds me of some of my friends who, when they were little, their mom would revoke their book privileges when they would get in trouble, and they would just melt into a puddle of anguish at the fact that they were not allowed to read for that week. Another thing I loved about this book was Hoban's linguistic choice to use these kind of sophisticated words, not like crazy pompous pretentious words, but just these nice multi-syllable 50-cent words that kids would kind of like to say. I just appreciate it when picture book authors understand the intelligence of the children reading these books and refuse to bring the language too far down, and just trust that children will understand what you're saying and will enjoy these bigger words. So, for example, when the children gang up on their cat and shift blame onto her, here's how Russell Hoban writes this. "It is all your fault," they said, "and put her out of the parlor. I have been ill-used and unjustly treated," she muttered to herself. Other examples of this kind of sophisticated language in 50-cent words. "Bad puss," said father, "to repay kindness with treachery." The fact that the kids' names are Dora, Frank, Emily, and Wilhelmina. "Wretched business. Aggravating. Such airs of nobility and unselfish heroism. You are insufferable," said puss. Even the name of the book being The Sorely Trying Day. And sometimes these words might be difficult for children to read independently, but children love a multi-syllable word. I asked a student the other day how her day was going, and instead of saying good, she said stupendous. That is much more fun than good. Like, I would love for my future children, instead of getting in trouble for calling each other like stupid idiots, I want them to call each other insufferable simpletons. Well, no, I don't want that. But if they were to get in trouble, I'd rather them get in trouble for that. I would love to be the type of person who, when I get home from work, rather than saying, "I've had a rough day," I can say, "Oh, I've had a sorely trying day." So that is The Sorely Trying Day by Russell and Lillian Hoban. And thank you to my coworker for gifting me this book. Now, let's talk about why I'm in school. Ooh, my hands are wet. Just a little bit of context. I do not have a bachelor's degree. I'm a high school graduate and that's it. I tried to pursue a career in picture book illustration. The more I tried, the more I realized, oh, I don't think I want to try and do this full time. It was sucking the joy out of it trying to do it full time. So about a year ago, I made the decision to go to school, get my bachelor's degree, so that I can teach full time. I've been teaching art for how many years now? 6? I think 6 years. But I'm part-time and it's just an after-school art program that I run. So I'm getting my degree so I can teach full time. Not art. I won't be teaching art full time. I would love to teach a grade full time, somewhere from 1st through 5th grade. So I chose creative writing because I still want to write and illustrate picture books on the side. And so this is kind of a double whammy, 2 birds, 1 stone, pick a phrase, any phrase, where I get my degree and it helps me with picture books, doing that on the side. And then it also gives me a piece of paper saying I graduated college so that I can teach full time. I very much enjoyed the season of life where I was trying to turn illustration into a career, but it wasn't working and I was not having fun doing it. And I have found so much peace and so much joy in my decision to go back to school so that I can teach full time, because I love teaching and I love spending time with my students and just inviting them to feast on knowledge, literature, mathematics, scripture, all of these good things that just enrich their lives. So yeah, so that's why I'm back in school, so that I can be a teacher, and I am 10 out of 10 excited about that decision. Like I said, illustration is just a side gig now, so I still enjoy doing it. I like having the pressure lifted off of me of I need to turn this into a full-time career where I can make enough money to survive. Like, that's a lot. And with that pressure off, it is infinitely more enjoyable making illustrations than it was before. So I still plan to do illustrations. I also love editing videos. Do I plan on being consistent with either of those right now, or having a predictable set in stone schedule for video editing and illustration right now? No, because I'm working and I'm in school full time, and I don't want to put pressure back on illustration. So I'm just enjoying it whenever I can. I'm enjoying video editing wherever I can. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this vlog. It was fun to get back into Adobe Premiere and edit a little bit again. Yeah, I don't know how to end this vlog, so I'm just gonna push the button. Bye.